Well guys, a little change from fixing stuff today. We're just out checking the pasture here. We're gonna go and grab our game cams, have a look and see what's moving around. The cows have been out for a couple of weeks and cameras have been up for a little over a week, so I'm gonna get out before the snow comes here this weekend and see if we got our cameras in the right spots. We'll wait for the snow to come and then check on where the trails are and where the deer are moving around coming into whitetail season here, and we'll get the cameras put back up again, see if we can't get some nice pictures of deer, and we'll get the cameras back to the house here, go through them, and we'll post any nice pictures that we find. Okay, we're gonna rummage around here, see if we can find where we put our camera, and get that one here, and we'll go back and grab the second one and see what we got on them. We're getting close to the area where we stuck the first camera up, and you can see off in the distance there a platform that we have in the past set a blind on. You have a pretty good view of the big dugout and good area there to hunt, and there's the first camera. Usually see quite a few moose out in this pasture too. It's pretty secluded and lots of bush, good water source for them out here, so quite often we'll have moose on the camera too, which is always nice to see. The last few years hunting down in this area, we will typically see more moose in a day than we will whitetail, so that's getting to be lots of fun to see all of that, but hopefully our whitetail populations rebound some more. Okay, just walking up to the area where our second camera is. This field's been in pasture for a long time. I don't think forever, because we do have a big rock pile here in the trees, so it tells me at some point somebody was grain farming it. Those stones would have all been picked by hand. That would have been a lot of work compared to what we do nowadays. And there's our second camera, so we'll go and see what that one's got on it. So it's -4 here today in southeast Saskatchewan. We've already had some snow. It's been cold, got some snow. It's the 7th of November today, but it warmed up to almost 20 degrees Celsius here and melted everything. That snow helped produce a pretty successful elk hunt a few weeks back with my brother and my son, and they ended up tagging out 4 elk, which was pretty great. So definitely want to get these cameras checked here and before the snow comes again, and get them back out once we know where the deer are moving around. Check on the horses here quickly before we go back in. See them coming running with a quick whistle. Well, those camera pictures were pretty disappointing. Only had one decent little buck on there, and and a nice coyote and a rabbit, a few does, not much at all. We're going to stick the cameras up in an area maybe out of the pasture for now, and have a look at what we can see. Maybe it's just too soon for the deer to be moving back in there after having the cows in there just a couple weeks ago. Always got some junk to pick up in the field when you're driving around here. This is one of the higher traffic areas that comes through our field here. It's a nice low spot, and they use that run to get over to the big pasture there, if you can make that out. Coming in through here, a couple of beds where they've been bedding down, so we set a camera up on this tree, and we'll have a good idea of where they're coming through on this low water run here. So we had a fairly dry year this year here in southeast Saskatchewan. We're into an area where you cannot get on a wet year, so it's pretty isolated. We're able to come right through the low ravine there and get up into this area. You can see there's a pretty good trail here, so we're going to find a spot somewhere along here to set the camera up and see if we can see what's moving through here this year. Well, we got the second camera out. As you can see, this is some pretty wet land usually, but this year it's dried up pretty good, so we can kind of tour around. Normally we'd have the old 78 Bronco out here, but got the wife's truck today, so I figured I might as well take it for a tour. Hopefully we don't stick an antler through a tire, or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.